Hello, Serge here from the backyard driving range. That was a hot one. Probably ought to keep that one for the course. Maybe it'll go farther. All right, we have a question that came in, and this comes from Larry Davis, and Larry says, Serge, I am having trouble with the rebound/recoil after hitting the shot. I tend to pose and watch the shot rather than recoiling in front of the body the way you do. I find this is very difficult to do. What is the importance of the recoil, and what is a good drill to get the feeling of this? Okay, first off, I'm going to say this, Larry. If you're able to pose, that must mean you're making pretty good swings that are very well balanced, right? Because if you can stand here and hit a shot, and you can stand here and pose watching it, you have to have a good swing, because you can't be posing if you're making a swing and you're losing your balance and falling down. So right there we know that you're making pretty good golf swings. Now, so the question becomes, why do I think the recoil and relax is so important? Well, for one reason, we start off with your body is, you've energized and activated your muscles and are making an athletically ready swing and hitting the ball with power. And when you hit that ball with power and you swing up to the tee finish, if you pose, a number of things can start to go wrong. One of them is that if you just go there and pose, the fact that we're swinging on an inclined plane and as the body's turning, the body does have some rotation going through the impact, and we want the body, if the camera is my target now, we want the body to finish square to the target. Because we believe that look where you throw where you look is what I used to teach kids in Little League Baseball, and the same thing is whether you're throwing darts or you're throwing on something underhanded, hitting just about anything you do, shooting a rifle, shooting pool, it's always straight to the target. And so because we're going through and rotating to the finish and we want to stop square, it's almost impossible to stop dead square. It's going to go by a little bit. So the recoil helps pull us back and keeps us square to the target. So we don't start learning the feeling of getting over there, because what eventually happens, a little bit, goes a little bit more, goes a little bit more, and the next thing you know, you could be going through too much. And guess what's going to start happening to your ball? Your ball's going to start going like this. And why do I go both ways? Because as you start pulling it, the tendency is going to be to start holding on and trying to stop it, and the next thing you know, you could be losing it to the right. And so, the first one is that it helps us stay to the target. And probably even more important than that one is the fact that the recoil and relax. Notice I said recoil and relax. It relaxes the muscles. To stand up here and keep your arms up in the air after that energized athletic movement to here and pose it, your body's still staying tight and tense to hold those arms up there. Your back has to stay engaged a lot longer. Your back and your hips and your arms and hands have to stay engaged longer, and your brain works harder to keep yourself balanced up here. So all of that energy is being used up that doesn't need to be used up. And if you stay there long enough, the back, as I said, the back and the neck and the shoulders and the hips have to tighten up, and your legs even, to hold your arms up there and keep you balanced. That's increasing stress and strain, never mind burning more energy. And you know that in golf, one of the things we have is what? It's just like a car. You take off, when you run out of gas, the car's not going anymore, right? A golf cart runs out of, if it's an electric cart or a gas cart, it runs out of gas. You don't get back to the clubhouse unless you're going to push it back. And so the key is, do the same thing. Our body has so much energy in it, and so this is a great thing to help conserve energy, and also reduce stress and strain, and add to balance, and ultimately to help us finish square to the target. Because as long as you're getting up here and you're immediately, as soon as you hear, you recoil and relax, and that's why I'm calling it recoil. That means boom, boom, you're doing it. You get to where you have to go and you recoil, and it's pulling you back to the target. So you're always getting that sense of, I'm finishing at the target. And if you can swing to the target and finish at the target, you're going to keep a much tighter flight pattern in terms of where your ball starts and where it goes. And so some of the times, so one of the things I say, for example, if I put these two lines down here as my, so to speak, my aiming line and my parallel left line, and I call this the aiming alley. As long as I can keep my arms in club, basically in this aiming alley, right? I don't come outside of it that way. I don't come into it from this way. And when I finish, I'm not finishing with the arms and club way outside of it this way, but rather what? Boom, boom, over my toe line. I'm keeping my arms and club in the aiming alley. Guess where the ball stays? The ball stays going to stay in a tight aiming alley to your target, or wherever you're hitting the ball to. And that's why the recoil is important. So I would say posing means you got a good dynamic swing. Try whatever you can do to incorporate bringing this in, and I'll bet you your ball flight pattern will tighten up even more, because it's going to keep you finishing squarer to your target. And that's one of the big keys in the peak performance golf swing, is that we finish with our body square to the target, not our back shoulder at the target, because that means your body's over there, and if the body's over there, where did your club go? Your club got pulled all the way off over there. We finish straight through, straight at it, just like throwing overhand, underhand, or whatever. Finish at the target. So if you can work that recoil and relax into that good post finish you got, I think you'll see your swing will improve and your energy level will stay better, and you're not going to have as much tension in your body, throughout your body. And all of that stuff is only good for hitting the ball more solid straight and shooting those lower scores. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.